So today I'm gonna talk about shit. Don't let anybody tell you that doing this is easy. Being in front of the camera brings out a side of you never knew you had. Like, I didn't know that I was camera shy, but turns out that I am. I get nervous in front of the camera. I forget my words and everything gets scrambled up, but here I am trying to keep my calm. I'm gonna do a little breathing exercise, which is what I usually do to get me through these nerves. And talking to myself, it's called self soothing. It's a technique that I've learned. So here we go, V. You're okay. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. This is what you do. This is what you do best. So you got this, girl. China, you in a whosoever. Here I am. So we have spoken about the law of attraction, right? And we understand that you attract what you think about. Your thoughts become things and yada, yada, yada. You know the basics of that. Today, I want to talk to you about the law of assumption. Okay, so many of you have heard this phrase being thrown around, and you might not be clear about what is the law of assumption. There's so many laws being introduced into the media these days. What is the law of assumption? So there are universal laws that govern how life works, okay, how we experience life. Just like the law of gravity, whatever comes up must go down. It affects everybody, no matter your race, your gender, your faith, or whatever it is. It affects everybody. So the law of assumption, um, basically, your reality becomes whatever you assume it to be, right? So if you assume that you are not lucky, that's what you begin to experience. If you assume that things don't always work out for you, if you have negative assumptions about how life is, that's exactly how reality shapes up for you. So, knowing this law, it would be wise to apply it for the best. Have positive assumptions about your life. When you go to a certain place, have positive assumptions, right? Because sometimes it affects us because when you have certain belief systems, it affects your behavior, how you show up. Because you're already assuming you're unlucky. When you're going to a job interview or you are going on a date, you already have this, you're already having this mindset that, oh, things don't usually work out for me anyway. So who knows? Maybe it won't work out again, all of that stuff. But now you are projecting that energy out there, and because you're assuming things won't work out, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and things won't work out for you. Because even your behavior, your mannerisms, somebody who is not confident in themselves, who doesn't believe that they can get something, you can tell by their posture. You can tell by the way they speak, by their tone, by how they present themselves, by how they speak up or, you know, show themselves to the world. So when you have limiting beliefs or negative assumptions about how life works, your life will begin to show you the results of exactly that. So now let's think about what you want to manifest, right? Or what you want to bring about your life. So it could be a job that you are looking for. Before you go to your job, assume that you're the kind of person who gets the job, the kind of person who is favored. Okay? And what does the kind of person who is favored do? The kind of person who is right for the job do? They prepare enough because they believe, okay, I deserve this job. I'm going to prepare for this job because I know I can get it. So you already assume that I'm the kind of person who gets hired. So you show up more confidently, you show up more prepared, and you get there, your energy, because everything is energy. In case they haven't told you, everything really is energy. So your energy is felt. In that interview room, they are going to feel your energy. Okay, this person, they are showing up with confidence. They are showing up with knowledge. They are prepared. They already assume that they're the right person for the job and they are showing up as the right person for the job. So they may as well have the job. Okay, so that's usually how things work. That's how things work. So if you are also going on a date, some people have negative assumptions that I'll speak from a female perspective. Some feel that all men are liars or all men are cheaters, all men are this and that. And they have traumas from previous relationships where they may have actually experienced such things to be true. And so they go to meet new people already with that mindset, with that assumption that, all men are trash, all men are just going to treat me like this and that. So already you're showing up guarded. You're wearing your armor. You're looking for red flags. You're ready for a fight. Yet the person is actually trying to love you. But you are so prepared for war that any little thing you want to start a fight. Every little thing triggers you, right? Because you have these assumptions that, in relationships, people always fight. Oh, because he is a man, he must be a liar. He must be cheating somehow. And when you project those assumptions onto people, sometimes they come true. Not to say that you're to blame yourself for somebody else's cheating, but sometimes we bring about these things because we assume them. So if you're gonna get into a relationship, not to be naive, like, oh, he's an angel or whatnot, but show up with the mindset that says, things work out for me. I'm the kind of woman who attracts the right partner, who attracts a man of integrity, who attracts a loyal person. And energetically, you become a vibrational match for such a partner who is loyal, who communicates well, who does the things that you assume him to do. And things work out better that way. Because sometimes we create our own hell by the things we think. So, in a sense, law of attraction and law of assumption are a bit similar in that way, that it's your thoughts that bring about your reality. How you think, because how you think affects how you act, and your behavior becomes who you are, and who you are creates a signal of what you attract towards you. Stay with me, right? If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it may as well be like a duck, therefore it gets treated like a duck. Are you getting me? So if you are constantly thinking of yourself in a negative light, you start to behave in negative ways. So you projecting those insecurities to your partner, or you projecting your fears at a job interview, or you projecting whatever it is that is negative in your mindset, you start to show up in ways that are repelling to the things that you actually want to attract. Are you following? So instead of you now becoming a vibrational match to attract good things, you start to attract the things you fear. And they say this a lot, that you attract whatever it is you're a vibrational match to. Okay? So what I would suggest to help you with taking care of your limiting beliefs or taking care of your belief systems, try to go through them one by one, right? To ask yourself, what are my belief systems? How are my beliefs set up? Uproot what needs to be uprooted, because some things may have come from as far as childhood. Believing you're not worthy, believing you don't deserve a love that is fulfilling, a love that is loyal, you know. So now you start to show up with all of this belief systems, and you continue to attract more and more of that nonsense, and it becomes a whole cycle, a whole mess. So to stop a loop, break the chain. And that starts by going through your belief systems. What are my belief systems when it comes to love? Do I believe I'm worthy of loving? Do I believe that I deserve a loyal partner who communicates well and treats me how I want to be treated? Do I believe I'm lucky enough to get noticed for my work? Do I believe enough in my work that, okay, I am a skilled person, I do the work, and therefore when somebody is looking for somebody with my skills, they pick me? Or do you shy away and say, probably they'll pick the pretty girl, they'll pick the one of the fairer race or whatnot, whatnot. And we do that a lot, assuming that maybe somebody else deserves the position better than you do. And they end up getting it, and you think, I was right. But really, you are always right. Whatever you think about is always right. So, with the law of attraction, there's this red car experiment that they did, whereby they had you thinking about a red car, and within the course of a week, as you go in traffic, these people started seeing more red cars. So they were told to think about a red car, and they started to see more red cars. So it's like your mind starts to censor things according to how you believe or what you believe. If you believe that men are trash, you start attracting trashy men. If you believe that life doesn't work out for you, you start attracting situations that prove your beliefs to you. But if you believe that you are a lucky person, you are a lucky girl, okay, you are a loved, soft, and well kept woman, baby girl, you will reap the results of your beliefs. Okay? So it's all about, even the Bible talks about this, that what you believe, it'll happen to you as you have believed. Because this is what faith is. Faith basically is believing even before you see it. So you don't see the reality, then you believe it. No, you believe it first, then you see it. So life is not happening from the physical then to the spiritual or to the metaphysical. It starts first in the spiritual plane, the mental plane, or the metaphysical plane, then it materializes into the physical. So here, this is your greatest weapon. To create a life you actually want, it all starts in the mind. It all starts in your belief systems, which is why I'm always talking about doing the inner work. The very first thing you do, it's not hustle that takes you where you want to go. It's not hustle that fixes your life. It's not the manual labor and all of those things. No, baby girl. It's the mind. Because sometimes even when you do work very hard and you have made the money, you've made the success, you've made the millions, if your mindset does not have the capacity to hold the success you've created, you will lose it. That's how you find some people may make a lot of money, right? And or they win the lottery, they get lucky, they win the lottery, they make money. And after a few years or even months for some, they lose it all. They're back to square one where they started. Why? Because their belief system cannot hold the new reality. Even if they really want it, even if they really want to be wealthy, to be successful, to be in love and healthy relationships, if their belief system still believe they're not worthy, they will always find a way to self-sabotage and go back to square one. Right? So the most important thing is your belief system. What you assume, you bring about your reality. You attract what you are. Okay? So who do you want to be? Now think about this. Just take a few minutes and visualize the kind of person you want to be. Who do you want to be? What are the kind of belief systems that this kind of person has? I want to be a loved and well-kept woman. How does a loved and well-kept woman think? How does she function? How does she project herself? How does she show up in the world? How does she speak? How does she act? And when you assume you are that person that you want to be, you even start to show up differently. And as you show up differently, people perceive you differently. They treat you differently. So they start to treat you based on how you are acting, and you are only acting based on what you believe. Do you get it? So I'm just going to round this off for you. You attract what you are. You attract what you assume to be true. So fixing your reality is as easy as fixing your limiting beliefs, fixing your beliefs, your core beliefs, to understand that what are my beliefs, where are they coming from, what needs changing, and change them. Okay? I hope this has helped somebody. Um, that's all.